Hi guys, 732 Review Crew back today. I'm Mikey.
I'm Beef.
And I'm Mike.
And we are here to watch a new show on our channel, voted on by our patrons to replace Battlestar Galactica. This one is titled Westworld, and I've never seen this. Have you?
I have not.
I've only heard murmurings. I've never seen a thing of it.
No, I know nothing really about this at all. I know it's a very popular show. I know it's very good. I know it's just HBO, produced this as an original. I think it came after a movie from the 70s. It was like kind of a remake for the series. That's the only thing I know is because when I was trying to buy
I do know it's a remake, yeah, because I've heard mixed reviews between the two, like Battlestar Galactica as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out though, because I'm very excited because I heard very good things, especially about the first season. Nothing else, about the other seasons. I always just hear Westworld's first season is insane, and it makes me wonder what style it is. Like, is there like continual seasons, or is it kind of like an American Horror Story thing where there's like different seasons for different things?
There's only one way to find out.
And that's for us to keep watching. So we're gonna start this one now. Before we do, I want to just let everybody know that our Patreon does have a full episode for free on this. You can go watch that with your own synced material. It'll be pretty easy to sync, so make sure you go check that out if you're interested. Watching the full episode for free to see our style if you're new here. And if you're new here, make sure you do subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, we're starting in 3, 2, 1, Westworld. Always milky.
Mikey, it's sci-fi because there's milky fluid.
Cool intro.
Anthony Hopkins?
iRobots are having sex.
Bring her back online.
Okay. Robots?
I'm in a dream.
That's right, Dolores. First,
I don't like that.
have you ever questioned the nature of your reality?
Oh. More robots that look like people.
Did we put on Little House on the Prairie?
Well, enough. What do you think of the guests?
You mean the newcomers?
Came along, went straight evil. It's the best 2 weeks of my life.
Oh!
A place with unlimited possibilities.
That's crazy.
God, it's incredible.
This reminds me of the Red Dead Redemption intro.
It's what's his name?
It does remind me of Red Dead Redemption.
This opening part specifically, when they're hearing people talk on the train and walking out from the train into the big place.
Yeah.
To Blackwater.
I feel like we shouldn't have watched the intro. Because I feel like
Yeah.
dialogue and everything.
Murderous son of a bitch named Hector Escaton gunned down the marshal, holed up in the mountains. You there. You look like the kind of man who'd put his metal to it. Not today, Sheriff.
It's like a video game, right?
It literally is reminding me of Red Dead.
You're new. Not much of a ride on you. I'll give you a discount.
I'd rather earn a woman's affection than pay for it.
Well, you're always paying for it, darling. And the difference is our costs are fixed and posted right there on the bill.
Window of opportunity.
It's Dolores.
Do you ever feel inconsistencies in your world?
All lives have routine, but any day, the course of my whole life could change with just one chance encounter.
Don't mind me. Just trying to look chivalrous.
You came
That's a
back.
good line.
I told you I would.
Landscape's refreshing from all the sci-fi we watched.
There's some greenery.
Yeah. It's like Montana.
Have you ever been to Montana?
No, but I've seen pictures of Montana.
I understood how you keep them all headed in the same direction.
That's the Judas steer. The rest will follow wherever you make him go.
Oh. Okay. Is it Hector Escaton?
I'm in no rush to meet my judgment, but I'm more sure of the outcome than you son of a...
Oh!
It's a waste of good milk. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy's a freak!
What the fuck?
Shame of it is, you killed the old woman before any of us could have a turn.
Yikes.
She's still warm enough. Nobody's gonna judge you for it.
What the fuck?
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That there are no chance encounters, and everyone you know were built to gratify the desires of the people who pay
Yep.
to visit your world.
Yep.
The newcomers.
Yep.
You'll be following right behind him, you son of a bitch!
I've been coming here for 30 years, but
Take your hands off her.
how about I give you first shot?
What if I told you that you can't hurt the newcomers?
Oh!
And that they can do anything they want to you.
Winning doesn't mean anything unless someone else loses. Which means you're here to be the loser.
This is fucked.
Don't you touch her!
We're going dark pretty quick.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Feels good to be back.
Every new person I meet reminds me how lucky I am to be alive.
New day or same day?
So they respawn. And he's a built-in newcomer. Damn, they faked us out, making us think he was one of them until that end right there was good.
It's a snow globe.
I'm literally thinking that. I'm waiting. Oh my god.
So is it VR?
No, it's they made little people like in Spy Kids, I guess.
That's crazy.
So, like, would they assemble the robots and then shrink them down?
Yeah.
That seems like an awful waste of resources.
You shut up. This is crazy.
That guy's job sucked.
I groomed fake horses.
Like how the desired world is Wild West.
Goddamn right, dude.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Why wouldn't you want to do a Wild West?
Her finger. That's not standard.
I noticed it last night. When looking in the update, it's a whole new class of gestures. Calls them reveries. The old gestures were just generic movements. These are tied to specific memories.
How? The memories are purged at the end of every narrative
But they're
loop.
still in there, waiting to be overwritten.
Oh. Okay.
It's the tiny things that make them seem real.
And this is what's gonna make them people.
I knew I felt that coming.
Why?
I wonder why.
Because everyone who works here, Mikey, is a psychopath.
We have some unscheduled activity. Evidently, one of your creatures is restless,
And the park hasn't had a critical failure in over 30 years.
meaning we're overdue.
There.
I like the foreshadowing. That's Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
He was the second host we ever built. They repeated themselves, broke down constantly. A simple handshake would give them away. You put yourself away again, won't you, Bill?
I am what I am because of you. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
You look like the kind of man put his metal to it.
Hey, Teddy. Yeah. Last trip, this dude showed me around. What's a good word, Teddy?
There is no chance encounter. Do what you need to.
Oh, no.
Sweet. Not as sweet as you. Have a pleasant evening.
That's so fucked up.
Giving a response to him? At the reverie right there?
He's like, this is fun. She's like, eh. Why are we in the hills?
You gotta put up one hell of a fight when we.
Did the fly just bug it out?
There's your crash.
What the fuck is wrong with it? You updated the guy, and now he's a 6-foot gourd with epilepsy.
We pull all updated hosts until you can figure it out.
Are you fucking kidding me? Now, you pull one character, the overall story adjusts. You pull 200 at once, and it's a fucking disaster.
Your brow, when you're angry but trying to control it, the fine message turns into a little arc. Would you mind if I recorded it? I'd love to show it to my team.
No, Bernard, you may not record it.
Oh, there
This is basic.
This is an HBO show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of creeps me out. He leads us out in the canyons, we get bored, and we just use him for target practice.
Fly?
There's a bug in the system, Mikey.
Oh. You're so smart.
Found this in the field today.
Oh.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
But where is she?
Doesn't look like anything to me.
You don't know that meme?
What?
Doesn't look like anything to me.
If you're this bad at writing small talk, how the fuck did you get your job?
Ford and Bernard keep making the things more lifelike. This place works because the guests know the hosts aren't real. Stop the updates altogether.
It makes sense to me.
This place is one thing to the guests, another thing to the shareholders, and something completely different to management.
Oh.
Me. What do you think management's?
Oh.
Does she have a jewel and a cigarette?
No, it's a lighter.
Oh, okay.
Dumbass.
I told you I didn't.
What does he want? Oh.
This guy is like the worst guest ever.
Wow.
Found me another bottle. You're a growing boy. A growing boy.
Oh.
They're supposed to turn on each other.
I guess Walter got tired of buying it.
I suppose this means the sheriff wasn't an isolated incident.
Oh.
We recall all remaining updated hosts tomorrow. I've told our overstimulated friend to advance the saloon heist a week and make it twice as bloody. This is your fuck up, Bernie. Only seems fair.
Damn, look at that corporate politicking.
It's like the base plaster, so they can spray paint on the skin.
Every sci-fi fluid is milky.
Evolution forged the entirety of sentient life on this planet using only one tool: the mistake.
Huh.
We can cure any disease, and one fine day, perhaps we shall even resurrect the dead.
What the fuck? Oh, is it that guy?
About 3 liters. That's how much blood I left in you.
The camera angle.
There's a deeper level to this game. You're gonna show me how to get there.
What?
No. No. No.
Did you just scalp him?
Yeah, he said the guy before said he's half corn chucker. That must be like a slur for Native American.
Good morning, Daddy. You sleep well?
He still has the.
Oh my god, he still has it.
I had a question. A question you're not supposed to ask. Which gave me an answer. You're not supposed to know.
Mama, help! Come quick!
Hell is empty. And all the devils are here.
Oh.
You came back.
I told you I would.
What's the piano signify? Like a new storyline?
That's what I think. And it plays a different tune when it's starting a new storyline.
Audio indicators for all of the hosts.
Oh, and I've also punched up the speech he gives after robbing the saloon. It's chilly. You'll see.
I can barely contain myself.
He's gonna get the subject and the predicate wrong.
Is it painted black right now?
Wait, do they not shrink people?
Red door.
They do shrink people. Who is this though?
He's a cool dude. That's who he is.
Yeah. And it's a black door!
Yeah, oh, look at that! Woohoo!
Yo.
All the banks and trains around here, and you fucking reprobates choose to rob us.
Why not?
Bro, who is this girl?
Oh my god!
Who is she?
No!
Just trying to look chivalrous.
Daddy.
This is good.
I know we both believe the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought he was gonna move her in the way.
No matter how dirty the business, do it well.
Yeah. That's called a lady pistol.
Bro, who is that though? She's too good. She got aimbot.
Annie Oakley.
The lesson is.
It's that guy.
Oh my god. His hero fantasies fulfilled. No speech. No speech.
Look at that! I just shot him through the neck!
And his pal here, too!
Look at her wriggle.
Yo, go get that photographer. I want to get a picture of this.
Maybe you'll get to your speech next.
I knew it.
This guy's like a DM that just had the party like polymorph the big bad.
My path is bound with yours.
Oh.
Oh my god, does she know? Maybe they always have to end this way because of the end of the days where they were separate.
Hang on.
Soon this will all feel like a distant dream.
That's the scientist that kissed the hooker.
Until then, may you rest in a deep and dreamless slumber.
I'm sorry, I'm not feeling quite myself.
The episode starts.
Yeah.
Didn't look like anything to me.
If he breached, he needs to be put down. That's the policy.
Would it not be best for us to discover why first?
Uh-oh.
Do you have access to your previous configuration?
I must protect Dolores. I am who I am because of her, and I wouldn't have it any. I have to warn her.
Protect. Protect.
He has conflicting orders.
The things you do to her. I have to protect her. I have to help her.
What is your itinerary?
To meet my maker.
And what you want to say to your maker?
My most mechanical and dirty hand. I shall have such revenges on you. You don't know where you are, do you? You're in a prison of your own sins.
We've used this host in a number of different roles. I'd like to quote Shakespeare, John Donne, Gertrude Stein.
Oh, and he's referencing. Oh.
The last one is a bit of an anachronism, but I couldn't resist.
These are fragments of prior builds. The reveries must be allowing him to access them.
He said I shouldn't tell anyone.
I won't tell anyone else.
These violent delights have violent ends.
Does that mean anything to you?
No. I don't think so.
Have you ever hurt a living thing?
No.
They're just gonna lobotomize him.
Yep.
Yep.
I feel like there's a better way to do that.
Morning, Daddy. You sleep well?
Oh, well enough.
Yep.
Why do I feel like he's not a villain?
I have so many things to say about him after.
I know things will work out the way they're meant to.
She heard a living thing.
Is the bug living?
All right, so 10 out of 10. Delightful. Loved it. Thank you, Patreon, for picking this.
Yeah.
I'm fucking stoked.
Wait.
So much.
All right, wait.
Yeah, you're good.
Before we dive deep.
Yeah.
I have a few things. I want to
get into it. Get into it.
I want to get into it. Okay, so first of all, you said something at the end. I actually want to go back and start at the beginning. So the first interaction I noticed, from the first day to the second, was like I thought that Teddy was gonna be the one selected to take on the hunt, like the second time he respawned instead of walking past it. And I was gonna say it was a very Spider-Man Uncle Ben moment because he chooses to say no, like Spider-Man does, and then someone dies because of it. The other thing at the end, you said that guy's not a villain.
Well, he's clearly a bad person,
like,
but
he might not be the villain. Like, so something that I noticed, he kidnapped Kissy, the dealer, the night before, and the next morning came, and Kissy didn't reset.
Yeah,
he was still with him.
Yeah,
that's not supposed to happen. And the way that he looked at the scalp and saw the synthetic skin,
I think he was looking at the symbol on it.
Oh, well, I mean, you could also see it's synthetic. And so I feel like that guy, not a newcomer, I feel like he's a host that found the glitch in the system.
No, because he's immune.
That's what I'm saying. He's a host, I think, that found a glitch in the system. He said he's been coming there for 30 years. So either he's a newcomer that went into the park and he found a way to make them not notice that he's there and not reset, or he's a host that was put in there at the beginning, found a glitch, and has been keeping his memory going forward.
Okay. You're on a completely different level than me, and I respect it, so I'm not going to question it.
The other, I think the memories are the reason they're messing up.
Oh yeah,
the reveries.
the
They're
reveries.
acting. Yes, and he said that the creator, what's his name again? The main guy who
Dr. Ford.
Dr. Ford.
You mean Hannibal?
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins. He's trapped in his demons and sins. There's conflicting orders. I mean, this thing is just crazy.
So, to dial back in, I wrote a lot of stuff too, so we could take it from the top. I mean, this show is starting off. I didn't expect it to.
Writing's amazing.
Style.
Amazing.
So,
Yeah.
so it's like a video game / theme park where you can go and there's hosts, which are androids that are designed to fulfill your fantasies, whether they're good or bad fantasies.
They provide
the
storyline.
good fantasy being that one
It
guy.
provides you a lived-in world to actually experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And and it allows people to be depraved in this world and not the real world, obviously, which is a draw to it because all these people come here to be power hungry, greedy for stuff, and they get it, and then everything resets, and it's like it never happened. So they're they don't have crimes in this world. So it's almost like a purge world kind of, which allows society to function that way, I guess.
Well, allows the rich people to get their rocks off.
Exactly. My thought is, I wonder what the real world looks like. Like, I know we saw a picture would look like a city.
Well, the thing is,
I wonder if it's like
Dr. Ford did say they could cure any disease, so it's.
Is it utopia world or is it like?
It could be dystopian, but it's futuristic.
Well, the reason why I'm asking that is nature and everything completely destroyed in the world? It's just like cities.
We don't know.
Because this is the only way to go to nature is to do one of these worlds. Maybe
could be.
That's one of my thoughts.
Might be why there's a focus on actual greenery in it.
That's why. Yeah, that's why. It was very interesting though because I love how in the beginning of this episode they kind of juke us out because we see a train come into town and we see Teddy and we're like, oh my god. Teddy's obviously
Is he living out his newcomer fantasy?
And he came back to visit, so he's
that was
visiting.
good misdirection.
Great misdirection.
They were like the newcomers, and they showed him in the shot and panned back.
Yeah, and then I like how the second time we go through, we see different newcomers, and they're like discussing. They're like, "Oh my god, look how lifelike he is," and stuff like that. And we're like, "Oh."
Well, that one guy that you said that guy said he saw Teddy before, so he's come back to the park.
Yeah,
and Teddy has been his guide before. Like he's followed Teddy around and done stuff.
He's like, this guy was the best guy ever. And
yeah, the storyline.
We could also kill him if we want.
That's
like,
yeah.
One thing I wanted to point out too is it does set, they didn't bring up the fact there's a set storyline that goes on, and then there's variations based on what the guests want to do. So like we get a glimpse.
It's updated literally like a weekly patch.
Exactly.
We're gonna just new events are happening.
Like, what it seems like the guest is like you go to town, and then you have Hector Escanto, I don't know how to say that name. I'm sorry. Hector is the bad guy. He killed the constable or the marshal. I'm sorry. And people walk into town are like, there's a guy like, hey, do you want to do this quest? No, okay. But you see Teddy's main mission is to go to town and accidentally bump into the girl again. To provide like a little bit of a backstory, lore of love to make the world seem more real. And then technically. When they return to the dad is being killed, and by script, the dad dies and the mom dies because the NPCs kill them. The hosts kill them. So what happens is you have these repeated traumatizing events occurring to these robots, the hosts, and as a result, it can build resentment and other types of things. But we also see that it builds towards glitches because this new thing, like you said, the reverie allows them to kind of be more realistic, which we'll touch on in a second.
They access their previous memories.
Exactly. Accessing previous memories causes them to, kind of glitch a bunch. And I mean, we learn that Dolores is the oldest host. So that means she has personalities from every single simulation. So she's probably the most educated one, knows everything. Once she accesses all these, prior memories. And it's just crazy because I knew we were going to something fun, but I didn't know it was gonna be this crazy.
Wow, it's like I shouldn't say surprisingly good because
it seems like I was coming in here expecting funky sci-fi Western, and like Firefly, but maybe with some dystopian strict on it. Anyways. This seems like it's going deep into existentialism and philosophical debates, and with just the setting of a Wild West, and I am blown away in the best possible way. When I said delightful at the start, I mean this is delightful. I'm so stoked we're watching that.
They have a lot of themes that I really enjoy, and that's like existentialism, like they show in like Evangelion, is like one of my favorite things to watch a show like unfold.
Yeah, where the sentient android is just like you live in a prison of your own
dude,
sins.
he said you live in a prison of your own sin.
I was like, huh.
So they made they also made a reference tongue in cheek, which I didn't notice.
What is it?
They said basically when Teddy was talking to Dolores, he brought up, she's like, how do the cows know which way to go? Well, they need a Judas steer to steer them, which is a cow that all the other cows follow when they don't know what to do. Now, obviously, Dolores is our Judas steer, who's going to be leading the cognizant hosts on a rebellion, because they're going to want, now that they're becoming, we're going to move into like ethics debate on like robots, which is like a whole different things. But once they gain sentience, they're going to want rights to prevent these traumatic events from happening.
Be able to leave the park. Well, that's why
she's going to lead them.
That's why Dr. Ford said like it's the end of us, because like they've created their children that are going to surpass them.
And I mean, it's crazy too, because you have you have like the world, was it Asimov's world of robotics, like they can't harm humans,
but must follow human orders, can't harm humans, can't bring themselves to self-harm unless it would conflict with the first two laws.
But we're conflicting with the second law right now, because we have the dad's supreme motive is to protect Dolores, and in order to protect Dolores, he's acting like that, so it supersedes all commands. And we're gonna see that some people, some hosts have commands that supersede other commands, and they're not gonna realize it. And past memories brought on by reveries are gonna trigger more and more hosts, because they're trying to make them more lifelike from reveries. Now, why would they try to make these robots more and more lifelike every single day? What's the big point for that? They brought up 3 reasons. They said the visitors, the shareholders, and then management. So visitors obviously want things to be more lifelike because it immerses them more. In my mind, though, if I was going to these things, I wouldn't want them to be super lifelike, because
they said
that's what I can't remember.
The dialogue writer guy,
Sizemore.
What a dumb name.
I know. I mean, it's literally he shrinks people down, bro. Like Sizemore.
I don't think they do. I think they actually. I think that's just like a global picture.
Oh, I don't think they have a big facility.
Once they did the funnel thing where they saw like the shootout, that was like, no, it's just a screen. They don't. I don't think they shrink anything.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why they full sculpt size. Because why would they do that? That's so stupid to make a full size horse.
Well, then where? That's what I'm saying. Like where are they? Unless there's like a VR that they put all the robots into. Like they have a huge area that's the size of multiple states. There's no way. And then they put in Wild West accents.
I love that though. Now, like you did bring up, part of this is reason why this. So why do you think shareholders want more realistic robots?
I don't know. It's the first episode. I don't know anyone's motive. I'm excited for everything I'm about to experience.
I can just think about any type of dystopian world where they start to make.
Yeah, because then they have the best technology. They can put it into other
because they can insert these robots eventually into politics.
Okay, you're just.
I think that
how are you the crackpot conspiracy theorist?
The benefit
about it. You get a perfect robot.
Sure. Okay.
Up, and then all of a sudden now you have the robot potentially leading the world.
But no, that hasn't been brought up yet.
You'd have to get. There's a lot of hoops that you'd have to jump through to get to that point.
I don't.
Makes sense to me.
Until that's brought up at all in the show, I don't consider that. Well, because if we get introduced to the shareholders and laws are trying to be passed, then absolutely a motive. But we haven't
shareholders. But shareholders at a base, Mikey, want.
We don't even know if we're on Earth.
They want the humans to be more lifelike, because then more people go to the park and more people invest, and then they get more money.
They also then have a perfect Android technology to then exploit for other people.
But I'm saying shareholders. Shareholders.
Politics is so far off the map for me right now.
Shareholders are at this moment should be assumed profit.
What if people inside the company are actually hosts that have replaced other people too?
But we have no evidence of that.
I'm gonna go. Hold on.
I mean, that's the thing.
Can you DoorDash some tinfoil for him, please?
So,
I know. I'm thinking about it.
Where we have a TV show that has robots that can replace humans. Technically, and we don't have the we're not limited by.
I think you have some reveries from our previous shows.
Yeah, you're like 1 second. Extend your.
Anyways, I think you need to drop your reveries, go back to some prior code, and start with a clean slate here, because I hear where you're coming from, but I feel like this show's trajectory is going to just break my brain rather than make me hate things.
I do think the management, like that, Bernie and Dr. Ford clearly have some unresolved trauma that they're working through.
What do you mean, dude? What do you?
Do you think they're trying to like recreate like a child that was lost, something like Bernie's trying to recreate? Like
He had a picture of his son, and then it showed. It went to Kissy. The transition was between Kissy and the picture of the son.
No.
Yeah, it was
What?
Kissy. It was Kissy, and then it went to him, and he was holding the picture of his son, looking down at it.
What I want to know is what's up with that one lab tech that kissed the prostitute, because like I don't think it was just supposed to be like girl on girl kiss like as a point. I feel like that's like going to get into like some of like
that's her, like
she's like pro android to the point where like they're real people to her, and like she's got a crush. I don't know. I feel like it's supposed to like introduce a faction of thought into the show with how like existential we're being.
She was also, I don't know if you know, as I said, she was the woman at the end
who put her to
sleep. Yeah.
Now, the last thing I want to bring up is audio indicators. So we see the piano a lot in this, and we had the discussion partially, like a little mention. We think that audio indicators could be one of two things, you know, either coding.
Would you kindly?
Or would they, or is it, what's it called? It's either coding or it's like an indicator to tell them when an event's occurring. Like, you know, which makes sense if you're in a world of game or something like that. It's kind of like a PA announcement, and
audio indicators can audio and any sense really, but can bring up memories in humans. So in androids, it makes sense that as an audio indicator, it's flip script.
Makes you wonder if that's going to happen to the androids.
I wonder if we're going to be able to hear it when they don't like make it evident, and that's when there's going to be a ship.
Well, they when they put her back in, they didn't do the music again. When they put Dolores back in at the end, they didn't do the music, and she slapped the fly, and her dad was different.
Interesting. Now, I wonder if the music actually is coded into them, or
I feel like it's one of those things, because you're saying a video game, like, you know how in a video game there's like usually certain event thresholds, like you walk past this line and the monster starts chasing you or something. Like I feel like that might be the music, and then it's like that's her alarm, and then restarts the day.
That's fair. I'm excited to find out though, because
we do never see the day start with anyone but Dolores.
Exactly.
So far.
But you know,
she's a main character.
That's what I'm saying. The world doesn't seem to start until she's there. Like if she's not in a scene, unless the guy in the black suit's also there, we're not really seeing like a lot of stuff. Even the scene where all those guys were in the bathhouse and Teddy was waiting outside, that was a really short scene. Like Dolores is most of the perspective that we're shown right now.
Do we know the guy that scalped that guy's name?
I don't know. No, he didn't say his name.
Okay.
What do you think he's asking?
He said he's been there for 30 years.
I'm getting ghoul vibes, like from the Fallout show. Sorry to cross-reference, but he just like the bandito with a deep backstory that we're going to be exploring.
I seriously think he's a host that has been there for 30 years.
I feel like
because he said he's been there for 30 years, and they said Westworld has been open for 30 years.
I feel like he's just a guest. I feel like he's a newcomer.
He might be a guest that got trapped, but
I don't even think he's a trap. I feel like he's just been I understand what you're saying, because like why would they?
How would they not notice him? Like he had to have stuck in, and also I'm saying at the end, like Kissy and him didn't reset.
But like they have 360 like 24/7 monitoring of the entire landscape, and
that's why he found a glitch. He blends in with the landscape.
I don't know.
And how come they didn't notice Kissy was gone? Kissy's the only person who deals at that table in that bar, and they didn't notice Kissy was gone. He didn't reset at the end of the day. Specifically, they showed that he got kidnapped at night and then brought to the mountain, and it was day when he had bled him out for the 3 liters and started scalping him.
That was crazy. I don't know.
I'm excited to find out.
Let's keep watching. Now, you guys, anything else you want to bring up?
No,
I'm good for
I'm just blown away.
This show's really good.
I'm surprised.
So thank you guys for joining us for the 732 Review Crew. I'm Mikey.
I'm Beef.
And I'm Mike.
Special thank you to our patrons who voted for this show and brought us to our attention. Basically, it's super, super good so far. We're enjoying it a lot. And if you do enjoy this with us, make sure you check out the Patreon. That does have a full length for this for free. Other episodes will be available on the full length tier. The support does help us. But if you're not going to do that, you might as well subscribe if you're new here. Let us know. Say hi in the comments. Introduce yourselves. And we hope you're excited like we are. We'll see you next time.
Take care.